Tottenham update. Quite a lot of bits and pieces to get through, and we're going to start off with the confirmed news that George Abbott has been recalled by Tottenham Hotspur, has recovered from his long injury. He came off the bench for Wickham just before the new year, and Spurs recalled him. I'm not too sure.
I think he's got another injury.
Oh, another injury?
That's why he's been recalled.
Because he just played a few days ago.
Yeah, he picked up an injury.
Really? I didn't even know that.
I believe he's picked up another injury. George Abbott injured. I think that's why he's been recalled. 2012. I believe so. I can't remember where I read that. Can't see anything, to be honest. Maybe in the chat, can anyone confirm? I'm pretty sure I read he's picked up another injury. Does anyone know in the chat? Like a not a good one, I think. Not like as bad as the other one, but I think that's part of the reason why he's been recalled.
Well, if that's true, I mean, I haven't heard anything like that. But look, it's I have to see what happens. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about an injury, but we'll see.
Worth pointing out he's injured again. Yeah.
Oh, he is injured again then.
Yeah, expected to be out for 6 weeks.
Right. Yeah, well, that's not great. But look, we know he's a big talent, George Abbott.
Were you hoping he's going to get some first team minutes?
No, I thought maybe they would move him up a league. I don't know what they were going to do with him, but I thought it was very peculiar that they had called him back. But yeah, for only a 6-week injury, that is a bit peculiar that they've called him back. I
guess because he was out for so long before, and then he's picked up another injury, so they just thought maybe it's better off him getting the medical care back at Tottenham. I don't know.
Is that a wise move?
Probably right about that. He's going to be out for like 6 months now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But look, George Abbott has returned to the club. Another confirmed deal. I don't think Spurs have confirmed this yet, but Fabrizio Romano confirmed it this morning that Jan Min-hyuk has been recalled from Portsmouth and sent on loan to Coventry. So yeah, he's got an upward step, Jan Min-hyuk. He's now top of the Championship under Frank Lampard with Coventry. And yeah, look, he was struggling for minutes at Portsmouth, and now he's gone to top of the league in Coventry, which has surprised me.
Yeah, it's not like he was done terribly from what I gather at Portsmouth when he's been on the pitch, but obviously they're in a relegation scrap, so it's kind of different kind of skill sets you need when you need like big players who are looking to like step up for the team. Maybe a small kind of scrawny loan player is not exactly what you need, and maybe that's why they've avoided using him. But he has shown attacking quality when he's been on the pitch. He scored, I think, 3 goals. Very recently scored a last-minute winner, a really nice goal as well. Maybe Coventry have seen that and thought, we're a dominant team in the Championship. We're looking to get promoted. We can maybe use him as a sub, like a super sub late in games. Clearly very quick, clearly able to play at this level, and maybe they've seen his attacking quality. Apparently they've given assurances about playing time, that he's going to get some. So I think this could be a good move for him, playing in a more attacking team and a team that's dominating the league at the moment.
Yeah.
And Lampard also has a record with young players, a good record with young players. So hopefully this could be a move that could hopefully really aid his development.
Yeah, I mean, if he does do really well for the second half of the season under Frank Lampard at Coventry, and he's one of their better players come the end of the season, they do get promoted, win the league. Be interesting what happens with him next season, because if he's smashing out the Championship, maybe he can play in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's still very young, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's another loan deal next season, because obviously got Mikey Moore coming back as well. You've obviously got Tel and Odebear there. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with them. So in his position, which is kind of left wing, quite a lot of competition. But yeah, I think if he has a really good 6 months, it'll be very interesting to see what we do.
Yeah. All right, so that's Jan Min-hyuk. Let's talk about next Radu Dragusin, as there's more rumours flying about Radu. As Corriere dello Sport saying Fiorentina are looking to sign Tottenham defender Radu Dragusin in the January transfer window. I mean, is this what we're doing? It's just like Fabio just going to take all the players that we don't want. He's taken Manuel Solomon. Well, I mean, Fabio hasn't even gone to Fiorentina yet, so I don't even know what's going on there.
Ali Gold, I was watching a report from him a few days ago, and he said he heard that Tottenham have asked him to stay on for a few more days before leaving, but apparently he's still set to leave.
What, to tie up the more players to go to Fiorentina?
He's saying maybe that means there's some sort of deals happening and something to tie up, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know specifically.
But look, Corriere dello Sport are linking Fiorentina, Dragusin to Fiorentina.
It seems as though we are very much focused on outgoings at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's to make room for some incomings, but I'm hoping anyway. I bloody hope so. But when it comes to Radu, I think it makes sense, a loan deal, but it's a difficult one because that means we probably have to bring a centre back in because Kota Takai has left. He's gone to Gladbach. So letting another one go puts us in a bad situation because it leaves us only down. So obviously we do sign a left back. That means maybe Davis can be back up left centre back. But is that a great situation to be in as well? So I would like Radu to stay, but maybe for his development, maybe it's better for him if he does get regular game time.
The thing is, we're just in a situation ourselves. I kind of feel like we need to put the team above player development right now, with the situation that we're in. So if we're not going to sign another centre-back, I'd prefer to keep Radu.
Yeah, I agree. And if when it goes to signing another centre-back, does that mean we'd sign a ready-made one? Do we go for a loan deal? Do we go for a young one? It's a bit of a difficult situation. What do you do if Radu is loaned out, let's say, for 6 months? And we need a stopgap? What kind of centre back do we go for? Yeah,
it depends what the market availability is. I don't think we need to sign one. I'd be more than comfortable with a loan one, just to make do with for the rest of the season as a backup. Because look, we got Kuti there, we got Van der Ven there, we got Danso there, so we got more than enough quality at centre back. So we just need one more for numbers.
Yes, maybe a loan deal for someone.
Yeah. So that's Radu, but nothing untoward about any of these deals to Fiorentina.
Not. Definitely not. It's all above board.
Next up, let's talk about Yves Bissouma, as he is at the AFCON, as you all know. I think he plays against Senegal,
Friday.
They? On Friday, yeah. Pape against Bissouma.
Did you see his penalty? Ballooned one over the bar.
I did see his penalty, yeah.
Yeah, that probably knocked his price down a couple mil.
Well, yeah, still went through to the next round, didn't they?
Yeah.
But Ben Jacobs says that Al Ahly, Fenerbahce and Charlotte FC have made exploratory moves to sign Yves Bissouma. So look, everyone knows Yves Bissouma has no future at Tottenham Hotspur. His contract runs out at the end of the season. So yeah, any money that we can get from him now in January is probably a bonus, isn't it?
I'm sure Spurs are desperate to get him out. To take any money they can get right now. So any money, I'm pretty sure any bid, which is any above 5 million or whatever, is probably going to be accepted. So, yeah, I don't know where his head's at in terms of
probably accept 2.5 million, to be honest.
Would he be interested in going to those clubs right now? Does he still believe he's got a future at the top level? That's for him to decide. But yeah. I think Tottenham don't really care where he goes, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And look, at 29 years of age and he's still doing this stupidness, I think he's going to find it hard to get a good club, to be honest. Not a good club is harsh, but maybe to stay in the Premier League. Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah. Let's talk about Souza now, because we've spoken about him a lot over the last week. Still haven't seen him play, so not too much know how good he actually is. But we know that Spurs have had a bid rejected from Santos, and Ben Jacobs says that Santos are looking for a bid in excess of €30 million package with a healthy sell-on fee for left-back Souza. Santos are happy for 50% of the package to be in add-ons. Chelsea have also scouted the player. And he went on to say today that Spurs are set to make an improved offer for Souza after seeing an £8 million bid rejected. He's keen to move in January, with several European clubs inquiring, including Milan. And Edu Burgos says that Tottenham are preparing to make a second bid for Santos' 19-year-old left-back Souza. Their first bid of £8 million was rejected, and talks will continue this week with other clubs in the race as well. So, I mean, look, Edu Burgos is very hit and miss. Let's just put it out there. I know a lot of people on Twitter say he's tier 1, but the amount of rubbish I've seen him come out with in the past, I don't know how much to believe him. But, yeah, it looks as though Spurs are not letting this one rest.
Yeah, and he seems to be a defender. If I'm looking at some of the underlying numbers, he seems to be very strong when it comes to how he gets forward, chances he creates, stuff like that. Obviously, this guy plays in the Brazilian League. He's 19, so... Again, like a lot of these other signings we've made, is there going to have to be an adjustment period? Is he going to have to get used to the league? All these kind of stuff. Or maybe he is just ready to step in now. Maybe he's a really special talent. As we've said before, the doggy's injuries, albeit he's hopefully back soon, his injuries seem to be something that we can't really rely on. Is it a case of if we had someone who can rotate with him more, we can take the burden off him a bit, and someone who as well offers something similar to him, unlike Spence, who we just lose that little bit of attacking kind of endeavour when he's on the pitch, unfortunately. Maybe it can help, and maybe he's a good alternative. I don't really know. Again, he's a young player, and again, it doesn't really suit the kind of what we've heard, which is Tottenham are going to look for more experienced, ready-made players and all this kind of stuff. Again, that doesn't really represent that, but maybe if the scouting's on point, it won't matter really, to be honest.
Look, it's hard to make a judgment on it when you don't really know too much about the player. That's the reality. But I don't know. Look, if many clubs are after him in Europe, that would suggest that he's a very talented player, likes of Milan. I've seen even links in past 6 months to Barcelona and teams like that. So yeah, you're right. It does all depend on the scouting and if they've got it spot on. But we've brought in so many of these young players, and so many of them are not ready to hit the ground running straight away. And with Udogie's injury problems, we need that player just to come in and be able to take part in first team straight away. Like we were told Kota Takai was going to be part of the first team this season. 6 months later, he's out on loan. You know what I mean? So I find it hard to trust him.
Yeah, is it going to be a case we sign him and 6 months later he's out on loan? That's what I'm worried about. And again, it adds to a squad which is already very inexperienced, put it that way. We have a lot of teenagers already. So adding another teenager into the mix is, I don't know if it's advisable, but I am happy with signing a left back and addressing that issue. That's true. And if he is good, then that's fine. And I'm a big fan of Udogie. I think he's great. But as we've said, he has these injury problems that don't seem to be going away. But then again, when he is fit, do we rely on him too much? And is that why he keeps getting injured? Maybe that's the issue.
We need someone that can share the burden. Look, was so good under Pochettino, right? We had Danny Rose and Ben Davies at left back. We had Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier at right back, and we were able to rotate them heavily throughout the season. And, fine, there were injuries along the way, but we weren't overplaying. Look at how much we overplayed Porro week in, week out. Never matter. He's always there.
How was he not getting injured? Surely he's due an injury at some point.
Yeah, I mean, look, but that's what you need. If you're going to put so much of an impact in your fullbacks, you need to be able to rotate them. And we just haven't been able to do that for years now.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's the answer, but I'm just happy that we're addressing the issue, to be honest. I'd rather bring one in than not bring one in at all. But let's see if he's good enough.
Next up, Yan Diomande. We're going to talk about him again, as Seb Safford Blur from The Athletic says that the chances of Leipzig Yan Diomande moving club this window are small.
Shocker.
So unless you're putting down a 80 million plus bid, you're probably not going to get him.
Yeah, and clearly he's one we've looked at and everyone's very excited about, and he's clearly near the top of our list. But the problem is, it's January and he's playing for Leipzig and he's playing in the AFCON and they don't want to let him go, and he's got a lot of options, so it's going to take a lot more money to convince him to come here and to convince Leipzig to lose him mid-season. These are the problems that everyone runs into in January. This is not just a Tottenham issue, which is why January is not a good window to start unless you really need to start messing with the squad and trying to revamp it. It's not likely. So anyone, again, this is not going to be the last deal that we hit a buffer with, in my opinion. And the reality is we have to come to terms with the fact that either we're not going to get what we want, or we're going to get a player who's maybe in the short term can do a job, but in the long term isn't maybe a great fit. And I don't know what we do with that situation, because everyone's been before this window been focusing on this is going to be we're going to see what ENIC 2.0 all about. We're going to see if they're serious in this window. Unfortunately, January windows are not like that. It's not that simple. And what do we do?
Yeah, the thing is, right, if Spurs were actually in a good way right now, I could see that being the case, and Spurs could splash out the money and be an attractive proposition. Because we're such an unattractive proposition, it makes it nigh on impossible,
even more hard
to do anything like significant this window. You
look at Chelsea. I mean, who's spent big in January in previous year? I know Chelsea have, but how much did they spend? They spent 100 million on Enzo. They spent another.
We got Porro once in January.
We got Porro for 45 million. Yeah, that's true.
Decky and Bentancur. We've bought in January.
Bentancur from Juventus. But again, that was good. Those were good deals, but those were deals for unwanted players.
Well, Porro wasn't.
No, not Porro, but Decky and Bentancur. They were out of favour.
Yeah.
But that's my point. My point is we're going to have to be smart. I'm not saying we can't get anyone. That's not my point. My point being is having this narrative that ENIC are going to show if they're serious in this window by splashing the cash. Are we going to be signing players for big money for players who are starting for decent teams right now? Can convince them to come here? I just see that being so unlikely.
Put it this way: if Man City need a player and it's January, they'll probably go and get the player because they're a very significant proposition, and you know, they're in an unbelievable way challenging the title. We're sitting in 12th or 13th, you know, 4 points from 14th, 4 points from 5th. Like, we don't look like we're going to be winning consistently anytime soon. We've got a manager that, you know, nobody knows the future of. He could be here in a few weeks. He could not be here in a few weeks. Like, everything is so unknown and up in the air at Tottenham. So that's the main problem here, is convincing a player to come in the state that we're in. I think, if, like I said before, if we're in an attractive proposition, we could sell it to a player and put in a bid and a player would come.
Yeah, agreed. And that's the thing. Man City, first of all, with Semenyo, it looks like it's a release clause activated, isn't it? So it's like a different situation. It's not like Bournemouth have too much of a say in it, but if Bournemouth are selling to City, they know City aren't their direct rival, and they're in a title challenge, so it doesn't really matter. They'll get the money, they can reinvest it. Let's say we want to get off of Bournemouth let's say Everton want to go for Ndiaye. At the moment, we're a direct rival to them. So they're going to be even more reluctant to sell to us because they're literally in competition with us right now for league position. Everton could easily look at us and think we can finish above you if we keep Ndiaye. Like, why would we sell to you? So unless you give us even more than maybe what the asking price would usually be if, let's say, a Man City or whatever came in for a player like that. So that makes it even harder. But given that in right now we're looking to buy players off maybe direct rivals potentially right now in January, if that's what we want, Premier League proven. So it's a difficult situation this January. So yeah, I think it's going to. I don't know. I don't see many big signings that people are going to be jumping for joy at, put it that way. We might get some good players, but we're going to have to be smart. We're going to have to do what Brighton do and find some real great value or whatever. We're going to have to trust our recruitment here, because I don't think signing big players for big money is realistic here.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have a lot of problems with the recruitment at Tottenham Hotspur, so
that's also a problem.
Trusting the recruitment, I don't know if it's. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Then you're risking signing no one.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, right, if we do sign the wrong player, though, like, the recruitment has to be absolutely bang on this window. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck with players again.
But if we really believe in Diomande and he's our number one, like, should we just put the money on the table? Let's say they're demanding 80 million. Should we do that? Or is that a stupid thing to do? Because it would probably, in objectively, be a fairly silly thing to do. But is you know, if we are serious, quote unquote serious, is that what we want as fans? Just put the money down?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest, because it's such a risky signing, isn't it? Diomande for 80 million. Let's say we bring him in. He'll probably be on significant wages as well. Putting 19-year-old on significant wages. It could be another Ndombele situation. Look, I'm not saying Yan Diomande is Ndombele, and you know, but it could be. You know, Ndombele wasn't Ndombele until he turned into Ndombele.
Right, but he's our number. But
Ndombele was our number one signing, and we signed him for 65 million. We put him on 200 grand a week, then we were stuck with him for 5 years.
Yeah, but that's not my point. My point is, what do the fans want? Do we want us to go all out for our number one signings? And that would mean putting 80 million down for someone like him. Apparently, it looks like anyway.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's such a hard decision to make.
Because Levy obviously is a hard no. That's like definitely not. But this is ENIC 2.0 and we want to be acting differently, right?
Yeah, but our number one target shouldn't be a 19-year-old.
I agreed with that.
That's the whole point here. Like, we've got enough 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds in the squad. Our number one should be someone that we're certain of that is going to come in and make a difference, not maybe he can come in and make a difference.
Well, they're the ones, they've identified him apparently. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the situation we're in. Let's talk about next Samu Aghehowa, another one that seems a bit unlikely, as Ben Jacobs says that if the price remains at 80 million for Samu Aghehowa, then Spurs will not look to buy the player. At the moment, he is unlikely to move to Tottenham Hotspur. And yeah, look, I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I think in the summer, maybe a striker will be more of a target for Spurs. But right now, we've got so many other positions that we need to go for. I think spending 80 million on a striker, however much he could be an upgrade on what we got, and I'd be happy if we brought him in. I just feel like we need to be focusing on the wing. We need to focus on midfield. We need to focus on left back before we focus on a striker.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I know our strikers, Richarlison, I mean, he's been scoring, but, you know, he's Richarlison. Moani hasn't scored a Premier League goal. Solanke is still recovering from that injury, but that could look very different soon. Hopefully Solanke gets back and he becomes one of our striker options again, and then when that happens, hopefully we won't need massively right now in the short term a striker. I think for the next 6 months, can we handle a fit Richarlison, Moani and Solanke battling for one place just for 6 months? I think so. And then in the summer you reassess it, and maybe there are more striking options to consider as well, not just someone like him. As much as he might be good, and maybe he's our number one, but I'm saying in summer there might be more options. So I don't think dropping 80 million in him again is smart.
Yeah. Next up, let's talk about Toulouse centre-back Charlie Cresswell, as Ben Jacobs says that Spurs are looking at him.
Any relation to Aaron?
I have no idea, but Charlie Cresswell, English, playing in the French league. Maybe Amir knows a thing or two about him, being from Toulouse. But yeah, look, I literally have no idea who he is or how good he is. So maybe people can let me know in the comments section. But apparently Spurs are looking into him, and I assume that it would be a replacement for Radu if we were to bring him in.
Yeah. Do we have a problem now with our homegrown, now Brennan's gone?
I thought homegrown was fine. It was club trained that was the
issue. Yeah, but we
issue.
just sold a homegrown player, so is it still fine?
I think so. I think we had like 2 players over, didn't we?
We have 2 players over. Because Solanke's out the squad as well, because he was in it and now he's out. So maybe, I don't know if that's something to consider when we're signing players. I don't know too much about this Charlie Cresswell geezer. From what I've seen, he seems to score a few goals. He seems to be a big threat in the air. He scored 3 this season, 3 last season. So I don't know. Maybe he's making a name for himself. He was at Leeds and now he's gone to France and made a name for himself. I don't know if he's any good, but seems to be. He
does look like a bit of a monster, man. The 95th percentile for aerials 1.
Okay, that's good.
82th percentile for clearances, 75th for blocks. In terms of on the ball, doesn't seem like it, to be honest.
I don't know how Toulouse play. Sometimes it's
28th percentile for passes attempted, 24th for pass completion rate, 25th for progressive passes, 14 for progressive carries.
Yeah, not fantastic.
So in terms of that aspect, no, but he looks like a monstrous centre-back in terms of his aerial ability.
Football Meme says he's not a ball-playing centre-back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way.
Which maybe will suit Frank.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him.
Ankle issues. Oh, no, sorry, he's talking about something else. Yeah.
That's Charlie Cresswell. Carlos Baleba. Court offside say that Tottenham are among the clubs interested in a deal to sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton. Spurs have joined Man United and Liverpool in the hunt for the midfielder, and Brighton are currently looking for £86 million for their midfielder. Obviously, he hasn't had too much of a success of it this season as much as last season. But I think last couple of games before the AFCON, actually, he started to perform a bit better. But obviously, he is at the AFCON now. What do you reckon about Baleba?
Yeah, it's been a weird one this season because he was obviously the talk of the town in the summer and subject to big moves potentially from Man United and other teams. And they've obviously held strong this summer. They didn't sell for not cut price, but I think they were demanding somewhere 100 million, and the only offers were between 60 and 70, and they held strong. Now Baleba, I don't know if he's had his head turned or what, but he hasn't been anywhere near as good this season. I don't know if it's going to drop the price, are people still going to be interested, or people are going to start to look at it and think, actually, do we really want to spend big money on him now? That's obviously a question. From our point of view, I think he's better than what we have, that's for sure, in terms of what he's capable of. Again, does it probably does increase the technical ability in our squad, and it increases the physicality in our squad. I would sign him if we can. 86 million seems very steep. And I would, to be honest, if in a perfect world, you probably try to sign the next Baleba for cheaper than go to sign Baleba. But if our recruitment isn't up to it, and that's what we got to do, then put the money on the table. But I don't know if 86 million is smart.
Yeah, I mean, would you have said the same for Caicedo when he was at Brighton? Maybe off the back of his good season, yeah. So I mean, he was
brilliant, but then he was consistently good.
And Bissouma was consistently good for Brighton.
Yep.
So I don't know. On the back of his form this season, I'll probably say no. But if you would have said it at the back of his form last season, you would have said yes. So there's obviously a brilliant player in there. You just got to get the best out of him.
Bayern just have this way of flipping players, don't they? Signing them for cheap and then having them play a few good 1 or 2 good seasons, and bam, 100 million, 60 million, 70 million.
Obviously, Manchester United were heavily linked with him in the summer, and that didn't go. But now Ruben Amorim's gone, and they're not signing a manager till the summer, apparently, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer potentially coming. There might be an opportunity to get in front of Manchester United with them trying to sort their house out.
Yeah. The only problem is I don't think he's as good as like what Caicedo was. I know he was Caicedo's replacement. I don't think he's at that level. But look, he's only 22, so whether he can, reach that level maybe in a few years potentially. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether as well he looks good because of how Brighton play, or he's actually just that good. It's hard to know of Brighton as well because they play quite an expansive style of play. Whatever manager they have, it's always good football. And you put him in our system, is he going to look as good? It's hard to say.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Who have we got next? We have got Nico Williams.
Oh, come on.
Give Me Sport say that Tottenham are interested in signing Athletic Club Bilbao forward Nico Williams. Williams is one of the high-profile names that Spurs are considering in their ongoing search for a new wide forward. Who would say no to Nico Williams?
It's a weird one, Nico, because I was very desperate to get him a couple of years ago, or even a year ago. And he obviously scored in the Euro final against England, and he was heavily linked to Barcelona. For the last 2 years, it's been a bit meh from him in terms of an output point of view, because he had that one season just before the Euro final. He got 16 goal contributions, and everyone was like, okay, he was how old? 21. I was like, okay, now he's ready to maybe get to 20, 30 goal contributions. But since then, it's kind of dipped, and he's got last season only 10. This season he's only on 5. Obviously he's extremely talented. There's no denying that. He's very fast, very good at dribbling, but his decision making hasn't maybe improved to the level that we thought it would at this point. And he's on 350 grand a week. Is it a player that put him in a new environment, maybe put him around better players, he would absolutely thrive? Yes. First of all, is us that environment? That's a bit up for debate for sure. But is it a massive risk as well, spending the amount of money that would need to spend and the wages, making by far our biggest wage signing for the level of output he's currently showing over now 18 months, not just, it's quite a while now.
Put it like this. Richarlison has scored more. Richarlison's scored 7 goals this season, right? Nico Williams scored 8 since the beginning of last season. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you compare Nico Williams to Richarlison.
That's the thing. And I'm not saying Nico, obviously we know Nico Williams got more talent, but the output just hasn't been there. I really thought it was going to really improve massively, but he's still struggling with that for some reason. And I don't know whether it's because all the rumours of moves to Barca and whatever, but then he did sign the contract, so he decided to do that. It wasn't that long ago, was it? A year ago?
Look, he decided to stay at Athletic Club Bilbao for more money. He's on a bumper contract there.
Right.
350 or 300 grand a week.
Yeah, because they don't have any budget for transfers.
No.
So they spend it all on wages.
Yeah.
So
because they only take players from the region.
Exactly. So he loves the club, I'm sure. He grew up there. His brother's a legend there. So he's decided to stay, and he sees himself maybe being a bigger legend than his brother. So it's going to take a lot to get him out of that club. But would I risk it? I'd like to say yes, because I don't know how many better players we could get than him, but it is a massive risk.
But the conversation we were having a week ago about Rafael Leao saying it could be one of those massive flops. It could be the same with him as well.
Could be the same as with him, yeah.
But look, if he's rejecting Barcelona 6 months ago,
yeah, he's not coming to Tottenham.
He's not coming to Tottenham.
Yeah, he ain't coming to Tottenham.
It's a good point as well. Someone in the comments here, Kicks TV, says that his value could skyrocket after the World Cup.
Yep. Well, we ain't getting him in January. We ain't doing it.
We ain't getting him in the summer either.
No.
Next up, we've got some more for you guys. Vanderson.
Oh, him again.
Team talk saying that Tottenham and Everton are among the clubs that have been approached by intermediaries regarding a move for Vanderson this January. It's believed that Monaco are looking for at least 20 million for the Brazilian fullback.
So we've been approached now.
We've been approached. Yeah.
So we're not even looking. So we're like, do you want to sign this guy? obviously, again, another player who was very highly thought of in the summer. Again, I'd rather sign a left back. If we signed him, that means Spence becomes a permanent left back, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather that wasn't the case, to be honest. But maybe that. I mean, it's not the worst situation. I mean, I don't think he's a bad left back, Spence, but I just prefer a natural left back as backup with a dog in. Spence concentrates on that role.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Look, he's had his injury problems this season. He was out for 6 games so far with a hamstring injury. He missed 1 game with a calf injury, and last game he just wasn't in the squad. I don't know the reason for that. I mean, when we were first linked with him about a year ago, however long it was, I thought we should bring him in as kind of competition for Porro. But I think at that point, Spence, it was longer than a year. I can't remember, but Spence wasn't, I don't think, kind of as established as he is now when we were last linked with him. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I would move on from this and focus on the left back.
But it is 20 million. I mean, getting an extra fullback for that amount of money, even if it means moving Spence to left back, if he's that good, is it worth it? Maybe. For that price?
For my opinion, no. I think that we should get away from finding value deals in the market and actually find deals and players that help squad building more than finding this value in the market.
Would you say Vanderson is more established than Souza?
Yeah.
So would you rather sign Vanderson or sign Souza?
Souza,
because you rather left back.
Yeah.
I agree.
And last but not least, Florian Plettenberg reporting on Mathys Tel. We heard that Mathys Tel, that we are open to loaning him out, but Florian Plettenberg says that rumours linking Galatasaray to Mathys Tel are currently wide off the mark. So that's good. And I don't see why Mathys Tel would even join Galatasaray at this stage of his career, 20 years of age. If he is going to go, maybe Serie A or Bundesliga or a top league, I think he should be going to, but not Galatasaray. But look, we need to keep him around. That's the reality. Yeah. With Kudus out injured now, Brennan gone, we have to keep him around. And look, let's get it right. When Tel's been on the pitch for us, more times than not, he's probably been one of our better attacking players.
He looks bright, and I thought against Sunderland he looked bright. He was one of the players actually giving it a go, trying to take people on, looking to try things, having shots, and that's like more than a lot of our other attacking players, and I don't think he's been given a fair shake whatsoever. Think about it this way. Brennan's been out of favour this season, right? He's not played that much. He has double the minutes that Tel has.
Crazy.
He has double the minutes, and he's out of favour, Johnson. So what does that make Tel if he's the one out of favour? How crazy is that? So Tel needs to be given more of an opportunity. I think for me, when he's been on the pitch, he's looked bright and he's earned more minutes. So I want to see more from him. I think there's a good talent in there, and I think it would be silly to let him go right now. And we should give him a run of games. There's no reason why not, right? There's no reason why not.
Yeah. They've got the same amount of goals as well.
Same amount of goals.
In the Premier League.
There you go. And win half the minutes. And Tel's, from corners, he's been getting some involvement. So I think, I'm not saying he's been incredible and like blown my mind. There's obviously a lot of work there, but he has looked. It's not like he's played and he's been a shambles and there's nothing there to go on. He's looked bright, and sometimes he's come on, had some good shots and made 4 saves. I like the way he gets separation from his get to yard, and sometimes it's not about beating your man. It's just about getting that yard and getting that shot in. Like I'm not saying he's anything like Salah, but Salah has made a career of not having to dribble past people, just getting that yard and bam. And I think Tel's actually really good at doing that. So I think the more he plays, the more he gets into his rhythm, and the more the more game time he gets. I think he's going to get better. I really do.
I agree with that, and I think you're already seeing that even in the limited game time that he has had this season. I think he has developed from last season to this season. I think he's looking better from what we've seen from him this season than what we saw from him last season. So I want to see more, and I think his from what he's produced on the pitch so far, he deserves more of a chance. And I think the way we're treating him, I don't think is right, to be honest, because we bought him. We bought him off the back of a loan spell. Straight away, he's out the Champions League squad.
Yeah.
After that, we bring him in our Solanke, but even we prefer to play Bergvall at left wing over Mathys Tel.
As well.
We're literally shoehorning players into that position above playing Mathys Tel there.
And then he's getting like maybe 5 minutes at an end of game trying to do something. And even then, he sometimes is doing something. Like, there's no position to impact games, like when you're literally getting a few minutes. And whenever, I mean, he has started not many games. Early in the season, he was starting games up front. I mean, with mixed results, it's fair to say. It wasn't great, but against Leeds, he was pretty good. But then other games, he was not so great. But I want to see him play more off the left and see what he's capable of. And also, we need goals, and I really believe if any of the forward players, and especially with Johnson gone, he's probably the one most capable of getting goals from the wide areas. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we need to give him more of a chance, and I think he'll start tomorrow at Bournemouth.
Yeah, I really hope so.
But look, that is your Tottenham update